The story of gold doesn't begin in a riverbed in California. It doesn't start in the tomb of an Egyptian pharaoh or in the vault of a bank. To find the real origin, you have to look further, not across oceans or continents, but up into the silent, black expanse of space. Because the most desired material on our planet was never from our planet at all. Every ring, every coin, every fleck of it is a ghost, a remnant of a cosmic catastrophe that happened billions of years before the Earth was even born. For most of cosmic history, it didn't exist. The early universe was simple. After the Big Bang, there was only hydrogen and helium, the lightest, simplest atoms. Stars were born from these elements, colossal furnaces of nuclear fusion. For millions of years they burned, crushing atoms together in their cores, forging heavier elements, carbon, oxygen, all the way up to iron. These are the elements of life, the building blocks of planets. But the star's assembly line has a hard stop. Iron is the end of the road. Fusing iron doesn't release energy. It consumes it. So, for a star, creating anything heavier is a death sentence. To forge an atom as heavy, as dense, as defiant as gold, you need an event so violent it tears the fabric of space-time itself. Imagine a star, 10 times more massive than our sun, reaching the end of its life. It explodes in a supernova, an explosion so bright it can outshine an entire galaxy. For a long time, we thought this was the factory, that in this crucible of fire and pressure, gold was born. But supernovae alone couldn't account for the sheer amount of gold we see in the universe. The numbers didn't add up. Something else was at play. A far more rare and far more violent cosmic event. We're talking about neutron stars, the collapsed cores of those massive, exploded stars. An object so dense, a single teaspoon of it would weigh 10 million tons. A city-sized atomic nucleus, spinning hundreds of times per second. And sometimes, they are not alone. 2 of these stellar corpses, locked in a gravitational death spiral, hurtling towards each other at nearly the speed of light. For millions of years they dance, closer and closer, warping space and time around them. This is the prelude to the main event. In the final milliseconds, as they are about to collide, the gravitational forces are so extreme, they begin to shred each other apart, flinging hyper-dense, neutron-rich material into the void. When they finally hit, the collision unleashes more energy than our sun will in its entire 10 billion-year lifetime. It is a kilonova, a cosmic forge of unimaginable power. For a few fleeting seconds, the conditions are perfect. A maelstrom of neutrons floods the wreckage. It's a process called rapid neutron capture, the R process. Atomic nuclei are bombarded with so many neutrons, so quickly they don't have time to decay. They swell, becoming heavier and heavier, frantically capturing neutrons before they become stable. In this brief, cataclysmic moment, the universe creates the heaviest elements, platinum, uranium, and in that same flash, hundreds of Earth masses of pure gold are forged. This newly minted gold, along with other cosmic debris, is hurled across the galaxy, a ghost of the collision, traveling through the interstellar medium for eons. Billions of years pass. This star-dusted gas and debris slowly begins to coalesce under gravity. A new star begins to form, our sun. And around it, a disk of leftover material spins and clumps together. Planets are born. Among them, a young, molten Earth. But there was a problem. When the Earth was a giant ball of molten rock, any gold present in that initial cosmic cloud would have sunk. Being so dense, it was pulled by gravity straight down, deep into the planet's core. There's enough gold in Earth's core to cover the entire surface in a 4-meter thick layer, but it's forever beyond our reach. The surface of our planet should have been almost completely barren of precious metals. So why isn't it? Why can we find gold in rivers and mountains? The answer is another act of cosmic violence. About 4 billion years ago, long after the core had formed and the surface began to cool, the Earth was subjected to a period known as the Late Heavy Bombardment. For hundreds of millions of years, the planet was pummeled by asteroids, the leftover building blocks of the solar system. These weren't just any asteroids. They were the children of that same interstellar cloud, rich with the treasures forged in stellar explosions. They were cosmic delivery trucks, carrying a precious cargo. They slammed into the Earth's crust, seeding the surface with a fine veneer of heavy metals. Gold wasn't born here. It was an alien element, an immigrant from the stars, delivered by a billion-year-long celestial hailstorm. For millions of years, this alien dust lay dormant, buried, scattered, and insignificant. But Earth is a restless planet. Heat and pressure from within began to work their magic. Hydrothermal activity, water heated to extreme temperatures, dissolved the scattered gold atoms. This golden solution was forced up through cracks in the rock. As it cooled, the gold solidified, concentrating in veins. Pure, gleaming seams of cosmic treasure, waiting in the dark. It was inevitable that we would find it. It doesn't rust or tarnish. Its shine is permanent. Ancient Egyptians first found these gleaming nuggets in riverbeds around 4000 BC. They didn't understand its cosmic origin, but they understood its power. It was rare, beautiful, and seemingly immortal. To them, its warm yellow glow was the color of the sun, the flesh of the sun god, Ra. They buried their pharaohs in it, believing it would grant them eternity. The Incas called it the sweat of the sun. The Aztecs, a divine excrement. For nearly every civilization across the globe, it became the ultimate symbol of power, divinity, and wealth. Empires were built on it. Wars were fought over it. Continents were conquered in its name. It became the bedrock of global economies, a universal standard of value that transcended language and culture. And all this obsession, this history of greed and glory, is for a metal that isn't even from here. But the most shocking part of gold's story isn't where it came from. It's why it looks the way it does. Why does it have that unique, warm, sun-like color, when almost every other metal is just a boring, silvery gray? The answer lies not just in chemistry, but in one of the most profound theories of the universe, Einstein's theory of relativity. Gold has the atomic number 79, meaning its nucleus has 79 protons. This creates an immense positive charge, which pulls its electrons in with incredible force. The innermost electrons are forced to orbit the nucleus at more than half the speed of light. And at those speeds, strange things happen. Just as Einstein predicted, as an object approaches the speed of light, its mass increases. These relativistic electrons in a gold atom behave as if they're heavier, which causes their orbits to contract and pulls them closer to the nucleus. This subtle shift has a massive consequence. In a normal metal, like silver, there's a large energy gap to excite its electrons. It can only absorb high energy, invisible ultraviolet light. It reflects all the colors of the visible spectrum equally, which is why it looks like a silvery mirror. But in gold, that relativistic contraction changes the energy levels. The gap shrinks. Suddenly, gold can absorb lower energy light. Specifically, it becomes incredibly good at absorbing light from the blue end of the spectrum. So when white light, a mix of all colors, hits a piece of gold, the blue light gets trapped. It's subtracted from the reflection. And what do you see when you take blue away from white light? You see its opposite. You see yellow. That warm, radiant, solar glow that has mesmerized humanity for millennia isn't just a chemical property. It is a direct, visible consequence of Einstein's theory of relativity. The wedding ring on your finger, the jewelry around your neck, is shining with the color of exploding stars, made possible by the same physics that governs black holes and the speed of light. It's a metal that defies the rules. It doesn't decay. It's impossibly dense. It's one of the best conductors of electricity we have. Yet it's one of the least reactive elements. making it essential for everything from spacesuits to life-saving medical devices. All the gold ever mined in human history would fit into just 2 Olympic-sized swimming pools. It's a finite gift from a violent past. A reminder that the universe is chaotic, powerful, and capable of creating astonishing beauty in its most destructive moments. The story of gold is the story of us, forged in chaos, delivered by chance, and valued for a beauty that is, quite literally, not of this world. We are all, in a way, wearing the ghosts of exploded stars. Thanks for watching. If you found this story as fascinating as we do, don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives into the wonders of our universe.